So it's pretty common these days when you watch a video that there's usually some kind of lower thirds, kind of like, let's say here. And it will tell you, who the person is, what the video is about, that sort of thing. And those are great for just little intros, little visual things to help keep people engaged. And for instance, Adobe Premiere comes with several different lower third type titles in place. But after a while, they get kind of boring and stale. So it's always nice to go out and find different lower thirds that you can download. The problem, though, with a lot of those is that they may look good, they may do exactly what you want them to do, but maybe the color isn't right or the font isn't right. And some of them you can't change the colors or the fonts or any of that kind of stuff in a straightforward way like you can with the ones that are built into Adobe. So in this video, what I want to do is show you the process of downloading a motion graphics template or an MORGT, and then how to open that up to edit it to get your fonts, your colors, that sort of thing. So let's switch camera angles and jump into that real quick. Okay, so here we are on a video that I uploaded a while back. This is a video I made about how to turn a Chromebook into a Linux notebook. And you can see if we scrub over to the timeline here, this is just one of the default titles that comes with Adobe Premiere, and it's great. You can click on it, and you can go into the different areas here, and you can adjust all kinds of things. But again, this is because it's built into Adobe by default. So what I'm going to do here is actually go over to my downloads folder, and I have downloaded a sample pack of lower thirds from Cinecom.net. They're in no way sponsoring this or any of that, but I wanted to show you what these files will look like. And of course, these guys do. They were cool, and they gave us a 4K option and a 1080p option. I work on a 1080 timeline, so I'm going to go ahead and open that. And you can see that we've just got these MOGRT files. So what we're going to do is we'll go back to Adobe Premiere. We'll go into the graphics. We'll go into Browse over here on the right side. And then down here at the bottom, we'll add a motion graphics template. Go to Downloads. We'll go into here. We'll go into 1080p, and then we'll choose number 5. I think it's number 5 that I want. And if I scroll all the way down here, it should be alphabetized here. Yep, so that's number 5 right there. So let's go ahead and bring this over, and we'll let it load for a second. It may throw an error, it may not. But let's go ahead and give it a second. And we'll come over, oops, nope, still loading. Still loading. Got to give it a second here. Okay, so now it's like, okay, well, you don't have this font. I don't care. So what we'll do is we'll scroll over it, and we can see, like, if I just play this, it pops in, it does its thing. But you can see, like, the name is too long, or the title is too long, the name is too long. It just doesn't look good. The colors are not the blues that I use. So if I click on it and I go into edit, we can do certain things here. We can change the name, and just say like DB Tech, and I'll just choose just a random blue here, whatever. We don't really care at this point. And we can say job description's fine. We can leave those as white. And oops, let's come back over to here and pick another blue. The problem is, again, these aren't the fonts that I like to use for my branding, for my channel, that sort of thing. And there's no way in here to edit that. Now, if we go back over to the original one that I've got here, and I click on one of these, I can choose the colors down here, but I can also choose the font. And again, like we saw here, choosing the font just isn't an option. So what we want to do, I'm just going to go ahead and I'll leave it there. What we'll do is we'll come over to here, and we chose number 5. The way we do this is actually kind of weird. We're going to change the MOGRT to zip. And then we're going to right click, and we'll say extract that to a folder. And we're going to go into here. And then we get these 3 files that are all part of that package. But what we want to look for is this project.ae graphic. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the extension on that one also to zip. And now it's going to throw an error saying, are you sure you want to do that? And we do. So then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to extract it into a folder. I'm going to open this up. And now we've got a text file and an After Effects project file. So what we'll do is we'll open that After Effects project file. And we'll give this just a second to load here. All right. Sorry, this has popped up in a different window. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care about that font. So let me drag this down. This is what just opened up. And you can see that it's got all of the different things down here for the color selection and your name, and just everything that's up here is down here in some kind of a sequence. So then the next thing that we want to do here is we want to come over to, like, I don't like this. So I'm just going to highlight the text in there. I just like double or triple clicked on it. I'll come over to here and I'll scroll all the way up. And I use Big Noodle titling. So I'm going to select that. And I'm going to do this. Oops. I'll click out. And I'll do the same thing on the job description. And I'll come back up. And I'll do the same thing there. Now what's cool here is I can actually, oops, let me click out of that. Is I've always got my title or my name up there as DB Tech. So I can just leave that there. The next thing that I want to do actually is open Photoshop because I want to make sure that I get the right colors here. And off the top of my head, I don't remember the actual hex value for what we're going to replace these oranges with the blues. So I'm going to open Photoshop. I'm going to say create new. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll just do web. That's fine. None of this really matters at this point. I'm just looking for a certain blue. I don't care. And then what I'm going to do is come up to here. I'm going to open the snipping tool. Minimize that. I'm going to take a snip of my desktop and I'll just paste that in there. Then I can come over here and select my color. And this 5171B7 is the blue that I use. So I can minimize this. And then I can click here. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's bring this down. It opened a new window, so we'll select that. And we'll do the same thing here. We'll paste that. And then we'll change job description to, we'll say video topic. And then, oops, wow, that was weird. I don't know why it did that. Let's undo that. Let's do video topic. Nope, that's odd, but that's fine. We'll make it work. Depending on the font you use, oops, you may run into some capitalization stuff. But there we go. Now we've got this motion graphic here that if we play it, now it's got my colors, it's got my name, it's got everything that I want. So we'll go ahead and stop that. And then all we have to do at this point is click Export Motion Graphics. Do you want to save first? Yes. And then we'll just go ahead and say my new, or let's call it my new lower thirds, and we'll click Save. Okay, so now if we come back over to Adobe Premiere, we can scroll down, and it may or may not, for some reason, save under the name you gave it, but you can come over here, and you may have to look through them a little bit, depending on how they're named, but if we do this, there we go. So that means now I can, let's move this over. Let's make this better. There we go. So this is the one that we had before with the wrong fonts and the wrong colors and whatnot. But now I've got all the right colors, I've got all the right fonts, everything seems to be working just fine. Now I can come over here and I can say let's just say Linux on Chromebook. And now we've got that much nicer looking. Of course, for some reason it's doing that weird camel casing thing. It just doesn't look as good as I might want, but we can do it that way as well. So again, real simple process overall. You just find your MOGRT file, you just rename it, or rename the extension to zip, extract it, go into here, rename the extension of the AE graphic to .zip, say yes, I want to change it, right click, extract, and then edit this in Adobe After Effects. Okay guys, like I said, very, very simple process. Once you find the motion graphics files you're looking for, just renaming the extensions, extracting them, and kind of going through that process a couple of times, then editing that After Effects project file, saving it, importing it, and you're good to go. It's a very simple process, and it can really, really speed up your production time by not having to mess around with little nitpicky things from projects that have already been built. So I hope this video helped. I hope you found it insightful or useful. I hope you can use these steps in one of your next projects. If you do, be sure to share your new video on social media. Tag me in a comment or something, and I'll be happy to take a look at what you did. If you found the video helpful, do me a favor, give the video a thumbs up. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Thanks for your time. I always appreciate your support, and I'll talk to you in the next video.